Hello, my beautiful caregivers. Welcome back to this episode of Smiling Tears YouTube channel. So, I know as a caregiver, there are a lot of demands thrown at us. I know when I first started this caregiver journey, I had so many people telling me what I should be doing, what I shouldn't be doing, how I should handle this, how I shouldn't handle this. And it can sometimes get a little overwhelming when you got so many things and people opinions coming at you on how you should be handling things. So I know all about it when it comes to trying to make sure you are doing the right thing, and not that you don't want people's help or their advice, but sometimes when it becomes too much of it from different people, it can sometimes get a little overwhelming. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about how to handle it, how to handle those things when those things come your way, and just how to live a balanced lifestyle. It took a lot of experience and a lot of time on this journey for me to really understand how to live a balanced lifestyle. So today I want to tap into rearranging your expectations as a caregiver. Let's get into it. So one way to rearrange your expectations is try to make a list of things that you do as a caregiver. Make sure that the things that you do as a caregiver for your loved one matches up with the things that you do for yourself as well. Make sure they're balanced out. During this caregiving journey, you're always going to have to tweak things in your life, because sometimes you may focus on one area more than you focus on another area. So sometimes you have to just tweak it a little bit so everything can balance itself out. Like, I know for me as a caregiver, I try to make sure I put time in with myself outside of God. That's my number one priority, is to wake up in the morning and make sure I put that time in with God. Because if I don't put that time in with God, my day it just don't go well at all. So I have to make sure I put that time in with God. It's not always the same amount of time every morning, because some mornings I don't have as much time as I do other mornings. So it's really no time limit, as long as it's some time you put in with God, whether it's 5 minutes, 3 minutes, just make sure you put that time in with Him. So I put my time in with God, and then I make sure that I put that time in for myself, and I make sure I put time in with my husband. I make him my first priority outside of God, and making sure I spend time with myself, and I make sure I spend that time with our daughter. So make sure you're just balancing it out, keeping it balanced out, tweak whatever you need to tweak. We always, through this whole caregiving journey, through life period, we always have to tweak things in our life just so we can make sure we are living a healthy, balanced lifestyle. So try not to put your relationship with your loved one on the back burner. A lot of times this happens when you are starting to get overwhelmed. I can speak from experience. When maybe 2 years ago, I found myself getting so overwhelmed to the point where I felt like I was resenting my husband, and my husband was resenting me as well, just because I think because I was so overwhelmed, I would just kind of go in my room and kind of shut everything off. I would shut off my husband, my relationship with my husband, my relationship with my daughter, because I was letting myself get so overwhelmed. So just try not to let yourself get to that space where you're getting overwhelmed and you're neglecting the relationship with your loved one. Whether you are taking care of your spouse, you're taking care of your mother, your father, or even a friend, make sure you are making your relationship with your loved one a priority, because you don't want to get into that space of resentment. That is a miserable space to be in. So make sure you are prioritizing and focusing on the joyful moments. Think about the positive, think about the good. Just think about great things and how this caregiving journey can be a blessing and can help someone, and just make it a wonderful, amazing experience. So refuse to let other people make your schedule. I dealt with this a lot in the beginning of this journey with my husband, where I was letting people control my schedule. Um, as a caregiver, we have a lot on our plate, more than other people. And sometimes they just don't get it because they are not filling our shoes. So they don't understand the amount of responsibility that we have. So they may put unrealistic expectations on you when that fits their lifestyle, but it doesn't fit ours. The things that we used to can do before we became a caregiver, we just sometimes can't do anymore. So, or we just have to make sure that we can still do it, but it's a certain time we can do it, because our schedules are just not as flexible as it used to be. So make sure you are bringing in friends, bringing in family members or professionals that can help you free up some time so you can do what it is that you feel like you need to do within your day. Let it be fruitful. So a lot of times we are doing things that we really do not want to do because we're trying to make other people happy. And that's not a healthy way to live. So make sure you are making your schedule that fits you and your lifestyle to take care of your loved one. Let them know, I have to take care of me in order for me to help my loved one. And the only way I can properly take care of my loved one is to make sure I am giving them a healthy me. And in order for me to give them a healthy me is to make sure I take care of my own needs. It's okay to say no. No needs to become a part of our caregiving vocabulary. I had to learn that the hard way, and I just find myself saying it even more now without feeling like I need to apologize for it. So make sure you are not letting no one control your schedule. You are the only one that's in control of your schedule. So take control of your schedule. Get professionals, friends, or family in there that can free up some of your time. Before taking on a commitment, make sure you are thinking about how much time you are going to have to be committed to this task that you have been asked to do. Even if it's something that you're doing for yourself, that you are planning on your own. For example, I just had a powerful luncheon that I host every year. I host yearly luncheons every year for our caregivers, care receivers, and supporters. And sometimes it takes a lot of my time. It takes a lot of commitment. It takes a lot of hard work. So I have to make sure that I have everything in order for me to make this happen successfully. I have to make sure my caregivers are on board, my nurses are on board, and thank God I have family and friends who help out as well. And sometimes things come up unexpectedly when you are hosting an event. Things may come up unexpectedly, and then you have to ask people for their help because you cannot do it all. As much as you want to, you cannot do it all. So you have to make sure you are reevaluating how much time is going to have to be put into the task that you are taking on. Make sure they're doable. Make sure that you can commit to it, because you don't want to commit to things that you can't follow through with. So make sure that you are getting the help that you need, and that you have your resources in line, and you have people in order to make sure your loved one is being taken care of before you fully commit to a task. Because you don't want, like I said, you don't want to commit to things and then you can't follow through with them. So make sure you are reevaluating, and just when someone asks you if you can participate in something or if you can help out with something, an event or something like that, make sure you are thinking about how much time you will have to put in to it. Because like I said, as a caregiver, our time is not as flexible as someone else's who may not be taking care of a loved one. And the last thing I want to talk to you about is to keep in mind that you are doing the best that you can. Adjust your expectations. Know that you are taking care of God's child. And as long as you're taking care of God's child, He is taking care of you. So calm down, pat yourself on the back, give yourself grace, and celebrate the person that you are, because you are doing a wonderful thing. So celebrate that. Celebrate what you're doing, what you have been doing, and what you will continue to do. Let go of the guilt. We suffer so much in that area as caregivers. We just always think that we could be doing better, but you are doing the best that you can. So you have to believe that. A lot of people probably would have broke down and given up, having this taking on this caregiving role. And just because you are still here, you have not given up, that is so powerful, and it's worth celebrating and accepting who you are and the challenges that you may face. So accept yourself, accept your circumstance, whatever circumstance that you may be in, accept it, acknowledge it, connect with family, connect with friends that can help you cope. I thank God for just some of my close family, some of my close friends, even my counselor that I talk to maybe twice a month about things that I may be going through as a caregiver. I appreciate them so much because they helped me come a long way. It took a lot of time and a lot of healing for me to get in the state I am right now. And that is to be at peace with myself, my situation, and others. So accept yourself, accept your circumstance, and know that you are doing the best that you can. And celebrate yourself every day. Every day celebrate yourself, because every day we need strength to get on to the next day, to get through the day. We need the strength. So celebrate yourself that you did not give up and that you still are doing the best that you can. So that is the end of our episode of Rearranging Our Expectations as a Caregiver. Thank you all for joining us today. And please follow me on my Instagram page. My personal page is Tierra Ritney, TIERRARITNEY. And Smiling Tears page is Smiling Tears Support Group on Instagram. We also have a website, smilingtearsfortwayne.com. And if you want to leave us an email, drop any questions, concerns, or even a topic on what you want to talk about, next, please email us at smilingtearsfortwayne@gmail.com. I love y'all, and my encouragement for you today is to celebrate you. I love y'all, and y'all make sure y'all have a fantastic day. Love you.